I'm so sorry. I'm a little bit late. And that's because I just find out that in order to live stream on YouTube, you need 1,000 followers. I don't have 1,000 yet. So because of that, I've decided to quickly pre-record it now and then immediately put it onto YouTube. It's a shame because I actually wanted to interact a little bit with you, which would have been nice, of course. That has become impossible, but I will immediately put it out and hope that you're still waiting for this video when I put it on. After this video is released, I will also immediately release a video which is about cleaning the chakras, and hence the chakra chart behind me. Cleaning the chakras through a specific system of relaxation and specific tones and specific mantras and specific sounds and music that are behind that video. So that video will be immediately released after this video is released, and you can go onto the channel and look for it. And it helps you to clean the chakras and to really feel what's going on, and it protects you against the coronavirus. Well, of course, everybody welcome in these difficult but also interesting times. They are interesting in the sense that clearly there is a reset happening right now. And we can be joyous about that, and we can be very worried about that. It's always difficult to see what's happening in the future, of course. But I feel that right now the world is in a cleansing mode. And a cleansing mode always has a bit of a problem that we feel like we're in a tunnel and we cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel yet. But there is light. It's good for nature, that's clear. We can actually see a lot of that, and quite a lot of people have already referred to that with me, that they see that nature is actually restoring itself slowly. The birds are singing again in the gardens. There's less sound pollution, of course. It's more quiet. There is less traffic. And of course there's less consumerism. Consumerism in the sense of how we keep on using all these things and really not are aware of how we are using them. Look at, for instance, very simple, the cell phones. Everybody seems to need a new cell phone, some people even every year, some every 2 years, every 3 years. Sometimes we are being pressured by the salespeople of those cell phones, but it happens with everything. And then we throw the old one away, or we just hand it in and hope that whatever they do with it and the battery, that everything is going to be all right. Well, that's a form of consumerism. There is no end to it. And ultimately, it will just be more and more. Earth has clearly hit the brakes. Earth has hit the brakes. And there is a strong link with, amongst other things, because there are other things, but also the animal markets. We've heard already about this, that in Wuhan there was an animal market, and some of these flus have been ultimately procured in these markets. So there's a strong link there. So now might be a good moment to start rethinking your meat consumption if you're still eating meat. So this is a good time. And lots of things that are going on at once that we can see. like the buying of hand gels and stocking up on all sorts of things. Turns out that most hand gel are alcohol-based. Alcohol-based hand gel, actually, the alcohol kills all bacteria, but also the good ones on your hands, the ones that you actually need to protect yourself. Hence, this will mean that the bacteria that you've actually washed off with these hand gels will now have a chance to fully enter the body through all sorts of means. So the good bacteria are being killed. It's much better, of course, to wash your hands with natural soap and maybe afterwards use some aloe vera gel in order to restore the possibility of the normal hand bacteria. You can gargle with a mixture of apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar you can put into a glass of water and then gurgle with it inside your throat. Do this as long as you can, and this will really clean the system. Then ultimately you can drink some of the apple cider vinegar. It's a bit sour, but it's actually quite good for the pH value of your blood, which also gives you extra resistance. You can also do this with, for instance, sea salt or Himalayan salt. And it's a good idea, of course, to wash your hands frequently and also to wash out the nose every once in a while. Sometimes you forget that. At least do it under the shower, but I would actually say try to do this in the morning and in the evening. Now, I got a very big nose. For me, it's quite easy to do, but I hope that you will practice in doing this. You might get a bigger nose. Now we're being told to stay in the house and to definitely not go outside. And I understand this. I understand it in the sense that it's not a good idea to meet too large a group of people. You don't know if you have the virus and you don't know if they have the virus. So in that sense, that's quite understandable. On the other hand, going to the beaches, going to the dunes, going into the forest, going into the mountains, and get some really good fresh air and do some really powerful yoga breathing, that will really help and will actually help your immune system again. And your immune system is the thing that is the most important in this situation. Why would you confine yourself to all these small spaces with, I don't know, with air conditioners and what have you? So yes, do go outside. Make sure that you keep a certain social distance as has been prescribed. But on the other hand, yes, try to be into nature and try to breathe in nature. It's very interesting and very important. Do stay out of warehouses, gyms, but also the supermarkets and the coffee shops. The supermarkets, of course, there might be a necessity for them every once in a while. You need to stock up every once in a while. Just get the proper things. Don't start really scraping all the possibilities of whatever there is in the supermarkets. Just get whatever you really need, and for instance, pre-buy for 2 or 3 days, which is more than enough, so that you can go to the shops twice a week. Don't forget, when you go to a supermarket, we all have these nice little baskets and we've got these nice little trolleys that we push around. Well, make sure that you do something about the place where you hold your hands there, because those plastic surfaces are the best surfaces for these bacteria to be on. Maybe you haven't thought about that yet. So, I would say also that a very important thing is to support local small shops. They're having a really hard time right now. As well as your local yoga instructor and your local meditation instructor and your local sports instructor. Maybe they can do some online streaming as well. Now I found out that I'd better do this on Facebook, but not everybody was on Facebook, so that's why I used this medium. Thank you, YouTube, for the fact that I cannot go live. So many of these smaller shops now sell and deliver online, so that is very nice, and that makes it a lot easier for you to get certain things that you need. There turns out that there is a very powerful technique of yoga breathing, which is also in the Sri Annatta site, which you can look up later on. Very simple to do, and very simple to tap into. All these wonderful videos are for free, so you can just click on them and look at them. Yoga breathing gets your oxygen levels up, and you do understand, of course, that when your oxygen levels are up, it helps your resistance to all sorts of diseases again. Panic doesn't serve any purpose. That's very clear and very obvious. Fear actually reduces your resistance. The more you are in fear, and this has been proven scientifically, your resistance goes down. So the more fear, the more your resistance goes down. So all in all, it's a flu-like virus. It's a flu-like virus. We are nearly acting as though it's the plague. The plague had quite a higher ratio of deaths, besides the fact that there was not much possibility of treatment. On the other hand, yes, be very careful and be diligent about how you go about your things, not only for yourself, but also for others, and especially for elderly or slightly sick people who already have an underlying health problem. But all in all, this whole fear propaganda doesn't really work. So the measles, for instance, was also a virus, and I think the original name of the measles was actually the rubeola virus. So if you remember in the old days, about 60 years ago, your father and mother would send you immediately over to somebody who had the measles in order that you could become immune. And this is what happened to me when I was young. And this is, of course, not the intention of everybody getting infected, but the intention is to try to be diligent about it, and on the other hand, not to be so fearful. Try to be a little bit relaxed and calm about it. Now, a very short remark I would like to make about all the conspiracy thoughts that I've heard during this period of time. Yes, there are always power games, and the power games are usually about control, and they want to take control of free thinking, of people who are freeing themselves. It's of course very frightening for governments if people free themselves. And another result of it will be trying to get everybody vaccinated. Now, I'm not giving any specific idea about yes or no vaccination. I'm saying ultimately the result of this will be that they want you all to vaccinate. But you decide. Ultimately, you should decide. That's free thinking. They will try to take away currencies. They will try to take money that is about in the economy, because you cannot control monies that are just floating about. You can control the credit cards, and you can control the bank trafficking, but you cannot control money. And that's another thing. So we're hearing all these things already, right? You can see those things already. Freedom of movement has been banned, and ultimately it is still possible to go into the forest and as long as you keep your safe distance. So what would be the problem, and why would we try to keep everybody inside a house? It doesn't matter that there might be certain hidden agendas. They've always been there, these hidden agendas. Don't worry about those. It means that we, the people that are at least awake, are on the right track. It means we're on the right track. This is why these liberties are being taken away. So free yourself and liberate and focus on the positives. The world of consumerism has come to a grinding halt, and it's great for a reset of nature, and it stops sound pollution and many more things. People are forced to reflect. Now that's a very important one. You are now more or less forced to reflect. Even those that never reflected before on the sense of life or the meaning of life or why am I here, what's the goal, what's the purpose. Finally, people are thinking about these things. So maybe ultimately it's a good thing that's happening. So we are reflecting, we are thinking about things. And I also think that in fact we are feeling more connected than ever before. More connected. Even this little chat that we're having now, that's already more connection right now. So that already also has a specific effect. So I see a wonderful stream of consciousness and connection. Look how we've all come together right here and now. That's wonderful. To those who have stocked up on beer and Netflix, these are people that do not want to be awake. And you're missing the best chance of your lifetime to free yourself now. Someone who's had it, or their family has had it, might now think they suddenly own the coronavirus. You are allowed to say something because you've had it. Well, that's not really so. The sole right to speak doesn't belong to any group. It isn't true. We're all in this together, and that's very important. We're all in this together. If you've had it, or if you haven't had it, or if you're vulnerable, you're still in it together. We're all in it together. And this is a sense of oneness that we can realize. And that unity, that specific unity of togetherness, that should be our base. Instead of being more divided, we are more one. There's a time of inner growth, of loving and sharing, and a time to reset the world. Some extra health advice, besides the breathing that you can find on this channel, is do some stretching, do some yoga, do meditation. Of course, I would say that. Take about 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C, 1,000 in the morning and 1,000 in the evening. That will definitely help you. In fact, in China, in Wuhan, the treatment has been with intravenous vitamin C, which is a bit hard for everybody to get, although I found channels in Europe where people, doctors are willing to give people vitamin C that way. But if your stomach is in order and there are no problems there, then you can easily take 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C a day, and that will help as well. Get vitamin D, if possible, through the means of sunlight. That would be great. But if you don't have sunlight, then take vitamin D tablets. You can make golden milk. Golden milk is also on this channel, again, for free. You can just find it, how to make golden milk, and drink it twice a day. Then you can wash your hands, of course, with the natural soaps. You got the gurgling, you got the cleaning of the nose. And if you really don't need to be in a crowd, try to avoid them. And if you really do need to go into a crowd for some specific reason, maybe you're working in a hospital or you're working in a profession that is necessary at the moment and you need to see a lot of people, then it's a good idea to wear a face mask. And maybe it's a good idea on that face mask to put a little bit of eucalyptus oil and a little bit of mint oil. that will actually help to kill bacteria as well. Another idea is that if you have an ozonator is a machine that creates O3. Ozonators kill all bacteria. You have them in aquariums, and you can actually find them in an aquarium shop. So if you want to get a really cheap one, you can buy a really cheap one in an aquarium shop. And you can use those for about an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening. Don't do it in a confined space unless you are not in that space. O3 is not a good idea to breathe in large amounts, but it does kill all the bacteria, so it does really help in the spaces that you are using in your house. Well, another nice thought I would say is, what else is quarantine but living a solitary and uncomplicated life? What else is quarantine? That's living a private life in your home and with an occasional trip outside, going into nature. And that's actually bringing you back to yourself, into yourself. And in order to do that, to be able to deal with yourself, is to stop the war that is inside yourself. Stop the war and realize peace and quiet. In order to realize peace and quiet, there's quite a lot of meditation techniques that I've put on this channel as well. Again, they're all for free. Just go to the site, and I will mention a few a little bit later on, so you can just look them up. And I will probably, after I finish this video and I post it on YouTube, I will put underneath it which videos are very interesting. There's also a couple that have cleansing mantras and stuff like that. So these are specific videos suited for this moment in time. Now, remember that the power of one enlightened person, one truly enlightened person, is the power of 1 million. But the power of 2 enlightened persons together is the power of 2 square 2. So that means 1 million times 1 million. And so 3 enlightened people is 1 million times 1 million times 1 million. So enlightenment is very important in this case. And enlightened people are around, and they are actually protecting us, and we are in this realm. There is protection from these enlightened people. Do they all step forward? No, clearly not. There's lots of enlightened people that do never step forward, and there's also specific reasons for it. You could even say, if Jesus Christ was born again, they would crucify him again. So that's the reason why not all of these enlightened people will step forward. All the videos on this YouTube channel of Sri Annatta are all free. There is a video about making golden milk. There is a very, very special method that I will release shortly after this video. Shortly after this video, I will release a special method which cleanses all your chakras and prepares you so that COVID cannot enter your body anymore. It actually helps your resistance of your body in an immense way. And this video is specifically compiled. I've been working on that day and night for the last couple of days, specifically for you. And also this video will be released and free. So that's another thing, a very special method. And it is the Corona COVID immune system through the chakras. Then there is a system for good sleep. I can imagine that if you have certain fears that you might not be sleeping too well, there are specific methods for sleep on this channel. And there is, of course, the medicine mantra Om Bekanze, which is on this channel. So it's all for you, and you can just all tap into it. Now, due to the fact that I cannot give any courses or retreats, of course, donations from you, from the kindness of your heart, are gladly accepted. I will put some banking details under the videos, but these are just from the kindness of your heart. They are free donations. Nothing has to cost anything. It's just from the kindness of your heart, if you want to do something about that. Because, of course, I cannot make cannot get any donations at the moment, and I was prepared to travel to Europe. Everything was booked, and alas, literally at the last minute, I had to cancel everything, which I didn't do gladly, because I'd rather traveled over there and be with you and help you through this. But it wasn't to be. So there are free full meditations, breathing techniques. There's a bliss meditation, very interesting. There is the dedication mantra on there. There's an ultimate blessing mantra, which heals and cleans your system enormously. And there is a mantra for your and world prosperity on this channel. There is the Om meditation, peace meditation, and it's all on here for free. So if you just go to the channel and subscribe and look for these videos, and I probably will post under this video a whole list of very interesting videos that you can just click upon. And that's quite handy and easy. Okay, and now we come to the part where we finally get to do the meditation, which is why we're here. So please sit down, take it easy, take a comfortable position. That's the most important thing with meditation. Just take a comfortable position. And follow the breath as it enters through your nostrils, and follow the breath down even to your lungs and to whatever you can recognize that is breath. And then the way back, exactly until the point where it leaves your body. And bring your concentration to one steady point in your nostrils, just one point. Choose the point where you feel the breath coming in and out of the body. You are this steady point. Don't change anything about the breath. Just let it occur naturally. You're a spectator. bring the concentration up from the nostril to just in front of the third eye. And go inside to the center of your head. The base of the third eye. Let your concentration go down to your throat chakra, inside the body. Down to the heart chakra, behind the chest bone, within the body. To the solar plexus, just above the navel, within the body. And you realize the rising and falling that happens exactly as you breathe in and breathe out. You just realize it. And you, with your concentration, your chit or chitta, are in the center. You are in the center. And you feel an expanding sphere and returning. And it's the same rhythm as the breath. And you are still in the center. And you try to realize that the expansion is much vaster than you realized before. It is not just the breath. It is a sphere of being. And your sphere of being connects with the sphere of being of all the people that are doing this meditation right now. We are one. And this sphere of being becomes even larger. And now connects with the entire globe. Everything is one. There is no I. There is no you. There is just pure being in its essence. We are all one. And there is healing through the power of the Arahants, the Bodhisattvas, and the Buddhas, from whatever religion. All is one. Realize the body as it is sitting right now, and you are in the center of the solar plexus. Bring your concentration up to the heart chakra. Bring it up to the throat chakra. Up to the third eye. And out through the front. Wish that this meditation has a positive and healing effect for you and all living creatures. Wish it with full intention. Atitana. Take a full breath in and release through the mouth. And calmly come out of this meditation. I would like to very much invite you to check out what I said at the start of this video, the very important chakra healing meditation. Nice to even lay down and let it work through. Look at the videos that are there for you. And I hope, really do, truly hope that you all get through this in a good way, in a healthy way. Keep your resistance high. We will see each other again, no matter how, no matter where. And then I will quickly upload this because I'm probably already too late. I haven't looked at the time. And then I hope you will all still look at it slightly in reverse. Probably slightly late when I upload it. Then I would say after the moment that I upload it on the YouTube channel, wait 1 minute so that everybody has waited 1 minute and that we all can start doing this at the same time. And I will, 1 minute after the upload, also do it here one more time in this wonderful center where I am today, where we're going to be teaching and where everybody will be keeping their distance. So I wish you all the best and hope to see you soon again. And please do enjoy all the videos that are on here because they all have a purpose, and their purpose has even become more important than ever before. Metta Karuna Mudita Upeka. Satu, 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 satu.